Comrade Isaremu, you've been there before. You've been part of the struggle, and you are still, I believe you are still part of the struggle, and you know where the issues pinches and what exactly is the situation like for a Nigerian worker. What is, I mean, from past experience to now, give us a brief.
Thank you so much. I'm happy that you restore my status as a comrade because
Comrade Buddha.
He was there,
Dr. Hassan,
he's still there.
Dr. Hassan nearly disowned me as a comrade. Well, let me emphasize here, I'm a comrade DG.
Okay, Comrade DG.
Once a comrade, always a comrade. But on a serious note, on behalf of my honorable minister, the supervisory minister for the Ministry of Labour, Dr. Nkiru Yodiocha, as well as the management and staff of Michael Imodu National Institute for Labour Studies. You can see my background. Michael Imodu, my institute is named after number one labour man who actually struggled for living and minimum wage over the years. So on behalf of my minister and our management, I would like to, join my comrades here to say Happy May Day, and of course to all of you. And I want to thank NTA for giving the platform for us to reflect on the state of the workforce. I think my two presidents have said it all, that this is a good day for us to reflect on the plight of the working men and women in this country. I think the greatest resource of any country is the human resource. Often we always talk of oil and gas, minerals, money, capital, but none of these resources can be turned to wealth without the working people. So in fact, ideally, every day, and that's it in reality, every day is workers' day. I can imagine what it takes if you are not here to sweat every day. We can't have good money in Nigeria. So labor creates wealth, and the wealth of the workers should be the wealth of the nation. Poverty of the workers also, will reflect on the prosperity of the nation. So it's significant that we're marking today. And again, my comrades have, gone on memory lane. This is the 43rd edition of National, May Day. Of course, it also started in 1988. The late governors Remi Abubakar of Kano, as well as Balarabe Musa of Kaduna, under the People Redemption Party. There was once in Nigeria in which politics was based on ideology, passions. They were very committed to decent work, and they declared May Day 1980. Then later on, President Shehu Shagari, was under the NPN, not to be outperformed, decided to make it national. Of course, also based on the demand of the working people, because the first president of NSC, Alhaji Hassan Sumanu, is still very well alive, made that demand for it. So I think Nigeria is clear about the need to celebrate labor over the years. But I agree with you that, my comrades, that it's a mixed bag of the plight of the working people, but the beauty of trade union movement is that trade unions do not agonize, they organize to fight. Now we're having negotiation going on now on the new minimum wage. It's the sixth national minimum wage negotiation that is going on. The first one was in 1981, where we had 125 minimum wage, but that was about $250.
Then,
because strong macroeconomic environment, our currency was very strong. I don't know what rate you want to use. If you use $250, you can imagine what it means now. That's close to almost about 250,000, depending on what rate you are using, which means a minimum wage earner as at 1981 earn as much. And then now we are talking of 30,000 minimum wage. But labor has tried. Later in 1990, it was raised to 200. Then in 2000, when we returned to democracy, it was jacked up to 5,500 national minimum. Minimum wage is the legally permissible. Then it moved along that line, 18, 30. So, based on the effort of labor has done very well to fulfill the mandate of the time. But the more you earn the pay, the more inflation goes up. Currency devaluation, high cost of living. And in recent time, labor has been more challenged with the twin policy of subsidy removal, the collapse of exchange rate, inflation has gone up, cost of living has also, the inflation officially about 33%, and the wages have not moved along that line. But the beauty of the labor market environment is that labor is also struggling back. And I want to commend the NSC as well as TUC for the wonderful struggle they put up. Because the mandate of labor is to engage in policy contestation. They need to convey the plight of their members, and they've done very well in that respect. Of course, in doing so, they also have policy accommodation. And later on, as we discuss, we can look at some of the facts. I want to commend them for having that agreement of October 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah, with their 15-point, agreement, very unprecedented. And first presidential wage award, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu promised that 25,000. Later on, labor insisted should be 35, and I can tell you that has been paid.
Okay.
Minimum wage negotiation is on. So today is to bring those facts up. Let's look at the gains we have recorded. And there is the first under this administration, and I think it's committed to renew hope agenda, which we can now look at how far with the plight of the workers.